Guys, I'll tell you again about the SAP history. Okay, please give me a moment. Okay, we'll complete within 2 to 3 minutes, guys. Okay, in the year 1960s, so many ERP packages were coming in the market. At the moment, Xerox company, you know all Xerox, no? Actually, Xerox in India we call Xerox. It means photocopy. Okay, actually, a photocopy. In order to get a photocopy, we use a machine name called Xerox. Okay, it was a manufacturer name. Okay. Now Xerox company in the year of 1960 approached to IBM company to develop an ERP package to fit Xerox company needs. At the moment, Xerox company approached to IBM company and has told for its employee called the names are Valen Ruther, Hope, Hector, Platner and Shea. Xerox company approached to IBM company and told that Xerox company is not interested in the project. The moment again IBM company called five of its employee the names of Valenruther Hope, Hector, Platner and Shira and informed that to stop the project. But these five fellows are not stop the project because they know what the worth it contains and they believed in the project. And these five fellows came out from the company. The name is IBM. And at the moment they when they came out from the organization, they analyzed each and every organization in the market, like private sector, public sector, agriculture, service, manufacturing, each and every sector they analyzed. And they developed a software single server it contained. Okay, in the year 1970 they developed a software called R1 server. It contains, okay, in a single server it contains application layer, presentation layer and database layer. Okay, before incorporation, okay, before establishment of its organization, they released a software. And the year 1972, they officially incorporated their organization. They established their organization in the Germany. And in the year 1980, they updated the R1 server and they came up with the new server called R2 server. It contains, okay, two server. In one server, it contains application layer and a development, sorry, database layer. The R2 server and they came up with the new server called R3 server. It contains three servers: application, presentation and development database. Okay, R1 contains single server. In the single server, it contains all the three layers: presentation, application and database. In the R2, it contains two servers. In one single server, it contains application and database. And in the next server, it contains a presentation. And when it comes to R3, it contains three servers. One is applications, next one is presentation, and third one is database. And they again updated the R3 server and they enhanced some, okay, requirements which are required for our clients. And they came up with the new server called ECC. Okay, we call it as ECC version. It contains three layers. One is database, application and presentation. Okay, but it updated its software of R3. Okay, and till 4.7 you can't see a new GL. After, okay, it introduced new GL concept in EHP 6. Okay, from the EHP 6 onwards you can see new GL concept. Okay, we'll discuss in the next session what is the new GL. Okay, now till ECC, okay, till the till the point of ECC, who has to depend database of third party. in order to implement a SAP server. But with the introduction of S4 HANA, okay, with the introducing of S4 HANA, it introduced its a new database. Okay, we call it as HANA database. HANA means, guys, high analytical appliance. Okay, now it introduced its own database. Okay, in order to implement S4 HANA, it has to use SAP's database. For the SAP database, we call HANA database. Okay, and with the use of S4 HANA, you guys can see. Okay, you guys can do configurations in different applications like mobiles. Through mobiles also you can do it, guys, and desktop, even notepad. I mean, even pads. I mean, notepads also. Okay, and in S4 HANA you can see three layers. One is database, other one is application, and third one is presentation layer. The database right now we are using, okay, we call it as HANA database, and application layer we are using S4 HANA. S4 HANA means business hood for HANA. HANA means high analytical appliance. Okay, here presentation layer we are using SAP Fiori. Earlier we use SAP GUI, graphical user interface, but with the introduction of S4 HANA, okay, you can see, okay, in with the help of Fiori, and with the help of Fiori you can do configurations also. Okay, like SAP, you can see different ERP packages which are in the market, but it was became famous. The reason is it covering all the departments under one single umbrella. Here, the departments we call module. Okay, we have different modules. Okay, and the different ERPs which are there in the current market are ZD Adverts, Ramco, Marshall, PeopleSoft, Cyber, Ban, and Tally. Now, I will tell you the different types of data which are there in the SAP. Okay, guys. One is transactional data, other one is master data, and third one is configurational data. Transactional data is nothing but as a end user, you are the consultant, but in an organization, there will be the end user. The end users or the persons of your client who use the SAP server in the day-to-day life of business life of our particular client. Okay, what the happening in the day-to-day life of our particular client? Okay, he will post us, and the respected data will be stored in the transactional data, and from the transactional data we'll prepare master data. We have different types of master data. Okay, and we have different techniques to transfer the transactional data into the master data, like lsmw, ltmc, bdc, and even we post manually also. Okay, the next thing is configurational data. Configurational data is nothing but when your client purchase, it will not fit to your particular client's organization, client's business. So in order to meet our client's requirement, we has to do configuration, basic configuration as well as advanced configuration. And sometimes, even though when our client purchase SAP server from SAP, okay, it can't satisfy the needs of our client. So at the moment, who has to develop some functional specification with the help of ABAP team. okay, to satisfy our client's requirement. Now, before going in depth of the what the data, okay, different types of data, I'll tell you the system landscape. Guys, in a system landscape, we'll have three types of server: development server, testing server, and third one is production server. Development server, it contains golden server as well as sandbox server. Okay, what the data you do, what the configurations you do in the golden server, it will move to testing server. Okay, but what the configuration you do in the sandbox server, it will not move to anywhere, because the reason is it is used for the purpose of trial. Okay, you will just check it how it will work in the further. Okay, you guys can do in a real time, you guys can do, okay, practice in the sandbox server. Okay, but you should not do anything in the golden server. But the reason is, if you do single configuration, it will affect entire organization. So keep in mind, before doing anything in the golden server, client server, okay, the reason is it will affect to entire organization. And as a as a functional consultant, guys, two types of consultant. One is functional consultant, other one is technical consultant. I told you in an organization we will have different departments. And for the different departments in SAP we call modules. And in order to implement this module in SAP, we'll have functional consultant. They don't require any technical knowledge. So in order to implement functional configuration in SAP, we require technical knowledge. So in order, actually we are the functional consultant, we don't had any knowledge. Okay, so we'll approach to the technical consultant. Mainly we'll approach to ABAP team and basis team. As a functional consultant, you'll develop some configurations. So in order to save functional configuration, you will approach to ABAP team. They will provide you a change request. And this change request will be submitted to the basis team, and they will provide us a transport request. And this transport request will be used to send the data as well as to store the data. This transport request is used as a vehicle to send the data from one server to other server. That is from development server to testing server and testing server to production server. Now, once data has been configured and now it has been stored in two places, just guys, every configurational data will be stored in the two places. One is in configurational data and other one is in the transport request. Just imagine what everything has been over. And now who has to transfer the data from development server to testing server. In the testing server, the other name is QAT server. QAT means quality and assurance test server. In QAT server, majorly you guys will do testing as well as training. You will do testings as well as training, and here you can see different types of testings. You just configured, but you have to test it whether it is working it properly or not. Okay, you done the configuration in the develop server. With the help of transport request, it was transferred to the testing server. So in the testing server, you will do different types of testings. Majorly, we have three types of testings. One is unit testing, other one is integration testing, and third one is regression testing. Okay, if it was restricted to your single module, you have done a configuration regarding a FI and you will work out on FI, and if you do any testing is nothing but guys posting a single entry. If it was working properly without showing any error, then we can feel it as the testing has been successful. Integration is nothing but integration of means grouping of your module with any other module. We'll do in future FIMM integration, finance with material management, finance with sales and distribution, finance with controlling. Okay, from the very beginning, we'll start finance with controlling integration, and we'll do testings also from the very beginning. Integration is nothing but combination of one or more combination of more than one module. Okay, regression is nothing but okay, you have done everything properly and you have done testings and you worked very properly, but with the introduction of new laws or the updation of technology, so you have to configure more things. At the moment, the old configurations, what you had configured, it should not affect with the new configuration. Okay, it is nothing but regression. As a SAP consultant, okay, as a SAP consultant, you guys has to train to your clients' employees. Normally, we call them as end user. Guys, anyone please tell me what is the difference between SAP consultants and end users? Anyone? Any idea, guys? Okay, guys, I'll tell you one example. Okay, a friend. Okay, guys. Our friend Surendra wants to purchase a jet plane for its business requirement, for his personal use, I mean, for his business use. So, and Boeing company updated all the new softwares, all the new technologies, but the pilot don't know how to use it. The pilot don't know how to use it. So at the moment, Boeing company will send some of its engineers to train the pilot to the chopper. When they approach the user here, pilot, he will tell what he knows. So at the moment, they call the pilot for the training and they will train to use this jet plane. So at the moment, okay, now our friend Mr. Surendra will use this jet plane for his day-to-day life. Now here in our example, vendor is Boeing company now. But please come into the SAP now. Suppose think that company, okay, Walmart retail company. Now, in order to do business, Walmart, in order to do business, Surendra, Mr. Surendra, okay, he required a, a single ERP, okay, which fulfills the needs of all the requirements of our client, Mr. Surendra. So he will approach to SAP and he will purchase the software. But it will not, okay, it will not be readily usable. So in order to use it for it, we require some software. In our example, we call in SAP we call them consultants. These consultants will help our friend to Mr. Surendra to use it, to install it, and these consultants will help to Surendra to use in day-to-day business life. This consultant not only guide, not only configure, but also they will train to the end users. Here, SAP consultants will do the configuration work as well as training. But when it comes to end users, they will do the postings only. Okay, how they will do posting? Because of the consultants done the configurations. Okay, and every configurational data will be stored in the two places with the help of transport request. One in the transport request, other one is the configurational data. And guys, in order to post a transactional data as well as master data, we don't require, okay, we don't require a transport request. For master data as well as for transactional data, we don't require transport request, but in order to store, in order to transport, in order to send a configurational data, we require transport request. Okay, is it clear guys about the system landscape as well as the different types of data? Is it clear or not? Anybody, if anybody had any doubt, please raise your doubt guys.
Clear, sir.
Everybody? Madan, Surendra, Supriya, is it clear
Yes,
sir?
sir. Yes, sir.
Mr. Parshavendra? Okay guys, now before going through it, okay, I'll tell you the course content, what we're gonna do. Okay, guys, I told you in HANA from the very beginning we do integration, I told no. The reason is we'll have, okay, two types of operations for every organization. One is operating business, another one is non-operating business. Here we will have operating expenses and operating incomes. Here we will have non-operating expense as well as non-operating income. You know, operating expenses, it are strictly related to your final product. Okay, whether it might be directly or indirectly, it is related to your product. But when it comes to non-operating expense or income, okay, it is not related to your primary business. Okay, I will tell you in detail in the further session. Okay, but you will invest in Non-operating with the help of shareholders only. Without them, you can't do it. Okay. Must and should you has to take the consent of your shareholders. Okay. In FI means guys finance. Okay. We deal with the financial accountings with the help of different acts like Companies Act in India, Companies Act, Income Tax Act. Okay, will maintain the records. Okay, the next thing is we'll define organization structure. Okay, global settings means you can see here for all the guys what they follow fiscal year, it will not be the same. So we'll define and there will be the some settings. Okay, we'll do it. And the next thing is GL, general ledger, new as well as old, and AP means accounts payable. Yes, in the accounts payable, okay, here it is nothing but in order to produce a final product, you require some inputs. The person who sends you the inputs to the persons we call vendors. In the accounts payable, we strictly talk with the about the vendors only. And when you purchase a product, okay, the vendors will put some terms and conditions install. I mean, how in a, what mode we can pay and at what discount and whether he will accept down payment or not. Okay, all will be the discussed here. I mean, we'll discuss about the down payments, installments, as well as discounts. Okay, when you pay or receive through the banking channel, okay, when you purchase a product input from your vendor, they will charge some amount. No, we call it as okay. Through which media, through which channel you will pay? Most of the cases through banking. No, the bankers will not serve you at free of cost. They will charge you. So we discuss about the charges also, bank charges. And in the next thing is accounts receivable. Means after producing a product, after producing and getting a product, okay, you will sell a product to your customers. Okay, all will be the discussed like down payment, how much we can accept, and installment method whether he can pay or not, and what are the discounts we will give him. Okay, all will be the discussed here. If you analyze one thing here, accounts payable, it is related to vendor, and accounts receivable, it is related to the customers. Okay, and the next thing is banking. In banking, we'll deal with the creation of house bank, cash journal, okay, automatic payment program, and reconciliation. Okay, we call it as electronic bank statement. And the next thing we have taxation. Taxation. will deal with direct as well as indirect tax. Direct tax and indirect tax. Indirect tax will deal with withholding tax. Okay, indirect tax will deal with withholding tax, and in indirect tax will deal with the GST. And the next thing is, last one is asset accounting. As you know that we have different types of accountings, assets. Okay. Tangible assets, intangible assets. Tangible assets are those assets which we can see, touch and feel. But when it comes to intangible assets, the assets which we cannot see, touch and feel. Okay, like copyrights, trademark, goodwill, and so on. When it comes to tangible assets, we have two types of assets. One is fixed assets, other one is in current assets. Guys, current assets will cover in accounts receivable. Okay, when it comes to fixed assets, here you can see current assets means current assets are those assets which are easily convertible into cash within a period of 12 months. But when it comes to indirect asset, when it comes to fixed assets, fixed assets are those assets which are not easily convertible into cash within a period of 12 months. It takes time to convert into cash and cash receivables. Okay, and one more thing. In asset accounting, we'll discuss about the fixed asset as well as depreciation. Guys, we'll calculate strictly depreciation on fixed assets. We'll have different types of depreciation methods. Okay, we'll discuss it in the asset accounting concept. This is recording. Okay, content in the finance. Okay, this is the content in the finance. Okay, when it comes to CO, CO means guys controlling. Okay, strictly in CO, it strictly depends on cost accounting. In FI, okay, would depend on financial accounting. But when it comes to CO, we strictly depend on control cost accounting. In CO also, we define organization structure. Okay. Guys, here, if you guys can analyze one thing, in SAP, we have different modules. For each module, we have different organization structure. In order to implement organization structure, who has to maintain the different organization structure. Okay, in order to implement the SAP, who has to configure different organization structure to use the module. Okay, and the next thing is we have cost element. Cost elements are nothing but, guys, I told you we have some operating and non-operating expenses. So here the expenses which we are incurring in operating expenses, okay, to that expenses we call primary cost element and secondary cost element. Okay, and what is primary cost element and what is secondary cost element means? Primary cost element means The cost which are directly chargeable to your final product, to that cost we call primary cost element, and which is not charging directly we call secondary cost element. Okay, with the help of trading account, trading account and P&L account, okay, I'll tell you what is primary cost element and what is secondary cost element. And the next thing is cost center. Guys, here cost center, it is used to define expenses for long term. Okay, here we define according to our department wise. In an organization, you will have different departments, no? Like finance, HR, okay, production, material, R&D, and so on. So here we define according to department wise for a long term. For a long term. But internal orders means it is for short terms. It was for temporary. We define, okay, cost temporarily means short terms. It is nothing but specific task. Okay, and the next thing is profit center. Okay, here we'll define profit center as per product wise. Okay, location wise. Like in FI, in organization structure, we define business area. No? Business in the business area, we'll define, okay, P&L account and balance sheet. In the same way, in the profit center, in the controlling area, we'll define a profit center. And the next thing is product costing. In the product costing, okay, you can see here product means you will in order actually with the help of input you will get output now. In the process when you're getting output, okay, you will have raw material, comma, work in progress means WIP material and finished good material. So we'll value a product of a raw material, work in progress and finished good, okay, in the product costing. Okay, next thing is profitability analysis. Simply we call COPA. Okay, in with the help of profitability analyze, okay, we'll define, okay, on different parameters like customer wise, product wise, sales organization wise, plant wise, sales order wise. Okay, so in most of the cases, if it was a big organization, then only this COPA will be used. Okay, small organization will not use COPA, but in detail we'll discuss about the COPA and product costing. But here guys, before when we are configuring FI, okay, we'll discuss about cost element, organization structure, cost element, cost center, internal order, profit center. And in FI, we'll define organization structure, then global setting, then we'll come to CO part. Here in CO, we'll define organization structure, cost element, cost center, internal order, and profit centers. Then we'll move to the general ledger, then accounts payable, accounts receivable, banking, taxation, asset accounting, and then we'll move to the product costing and then COPA. And then we'll discuss about, okay, interest calculation and LTMC method to upload the document and LSMW. Guys, LSMW, it is most recommended in ECC version. ltmc, it is used, okay, most recommended in the S4 HANA. Okay, these two methods will be discussed. Okay, no need to worry. As well as different methods to get the reports. This is the course content, guys. And for SAP FI, it will take 40 hours. And for the CO part, it will take 35 hours. And every day, the session will be from 8:30 to 9:30. Sorry, 7:30 to 8:30. And in the Saturday and Sundays, it will be from 10 to 12. Okay, with the break of 10 minutes. Here, we follow the version. You guys can see here S4 HANA 2021. Okay, we follow this version. It is about the S4 HANA. In the same time, I'll tell you what are the major changes in S4 HANA as well as ECC here. Okay, we'll show you ECC version also. Please wait, guys. Actually, I forgot this user and password. And it was the S4 HANA version. Okay, I'll tell you simultaneously, guys. This SAP EC as a screen, okay, it will be usable by your end users. Okay, you guys will not use it. Okay, and okay, You are the consultants, okay, will be used by this screen. And you can see here, for each organization will have different organization structure. Here enterprise structure, enterprise is nothing but guys organization, okay? Please don't be confused. Okay, you can see here for financial accounting it has different. Okay, for controlling part it is the different. Here we'll discuss about the four organization structures. One is FI and CO, other one is sales and distribution, and third one is material management. Okay, the reason is you guys will do integration testings FI with SD and FI with MM. So you has to aware of the basic organization structure. Okay, all will be dealt there in the future session. Anybody had any doubt? Please raise your doubt, guys.